Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here, and welcome back to LaughNgamez Slowly Goes Insane as he commentates tons of AlphaStar games with a lot of derps. An insane amount of derps. But anyway, I still enjoy casting these AlphaStar games. I'm committed at this point. I've been casting AlphaStar. Gosh, it must have came out around after BlizzCon, the replay pack. So that was November, so December, January, March, April. That's four months of AlphaStar, and we're still going strong. I'm not sure how many more months we've got, but we're gonna ride it out, and I'm gonna enjoy doing it till the bitter end. So we have got Diamond Zerg taking on Alpha Protoss, and we'll see what Diamond Zerg is going to do. We've seen AlphaStar lose a couple games recently, all notably mainly because of AlphaStar's lack of playing the late game or playing the big picture. Now here we have AlphaStar, just going to be going for a normal gateway expand in this PBZ. Notably, the Zerg player has gone for an early pool. I think honestly one of the main reasons why I still enjoy checking out these lower AlphaStar games is the fact that I want to see some more cheeses against AlphaStar. Like, we haven't seen enough good cheeses against AlphaStar. Show me your creative cheese. I know AlphaStar was just released on the European server, but come on, you guys have some good cheese too. It's not just LaughNgamez that delivers the good cheese, but as things continue on in this game, we've got AlphaStar just poking and prodding, sees the early pool, is like, huh, look at that, neat. And then so the AI, just cool as a cucumber, throws up a Cybercore, which today I learned has more health than a gateway. I never knew that. That's a head scratcher. I can't believe I just figured that out. AlphaStar, one extra probe and gas, interestingly enough. A bit of a mistake there. Of course, it writes it. And then we should just be seeing an Adept get chrono boosted out. Couple of Lings are on the way for the Diamond player. Speed should be starting soon for the Diamond player. Soon, I say, soon! Speed now. Now. Oh, a lair. Okay, just totally change it up on me. This is such a quick lair. This is a 2-minute, 30-second lair. I dig this kind of cheese, that's for sure. The Adept is going to be crossing the map for AlphaStar, and AlphaStar may potentially sniff this out, but man, any cheese that is for a Zerg that involves a lair is one that I am down for, because it just opens up a whole world of possibilities. Now, I haven't mentioned it yet, but seeing as how we have got 28 supply for the Diamond player, let's try and hit 28 likes on this video, as that would be awesome. You guys are so awesome at supporting the channel by slapping that like button. Then, of course, if you're enjoying the content, press that subscribe button. Now, we've got this very quick lair for the Diamond player, but that doesn't mean he's the only one acting. Right now we're seeing AlphaStar shading in with these two Adepts, going to be shading towards the main base of the Zerg. And oh, they actually cancel the shade and just run into the natural just to execute a few drones. That is a good play from AlphaStar. As long as Adepts get a couple of drones, it is usually worth it. Now, the Adepts also get into the main base. They're killing off more and more drones. They've scouted the lair, but the lair has yet to have its tech used for anything. I guess it could always be for Ling drops, but we haven't seen that start to develop just yet. There's an Overlord hanging out here and an Overlord hanging out here, but for now, just a lot of Lings being made. The Adepts look like they'll finally be getting cleaned up, but the Zerg player has taken a big beating. That final Adept will go down, and now the Diamond player is left to their own devices to maybe use this lair. But what for? I feel like it's already too late. The tech has already been delayed by a huge margin. And it looks like it's going to be a super duper quick 2-base Spire that's going to be cruising right into a potential charge lot all-in from AlphaStar. Take a look at this. AlphaStar going for 7 gateways behind this, not mining a ton of gas. Is this just going to be like a 2-base charge lot all-in from AlphaStar? We see an Immortal on the way now, but there's a chance that this... Oh, actually a Prism gets into the main base. I totally didn't see that. There's a chance, I want to say, that AlphaStar could potentially just die to these mutas. I mean, I'm thinking the position's pretty good based on the 16 drones killed already. But there's a chance that AlphaStar could die to these mutas if it just pulls an Alpha Derp doesn't make enough shield batteries or doesn't get enough stalkers, there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yes, there is a chance. Not saying it's a big one for the Diamond player, but I believe. Let's see, how many mutas can this Diamond player fire up? Seeing as how another Overlord hasn't been started up, the answer is not a lot. That extra gas is going to get queued up there. Overlords need to be built if we will be seeing mutas get produced. A spine starts up, but oh man, AlphaStar is going to be coming on in, and these zealots will be hitting. The mutas needed to be building right away if the mutas were going to be the lifeline for this Diamond player. I'm having a hard time believing it though. All these charge lots are going to run into the natural. Apparently charge lots beats Mutalist, believe it or not, as AlphaStar has totally just wrecked this Diamond player, and GG gets called. Okie dokie. Why must the slaughter continue? AlphaStar taking down yet another poor defenseless Diamond player. It's just, AlphaStar is a very, very good win-loss rate against players that are not GMs. Even against GMs, I think it has a pretty good win-loss record. If you enjoy watching AlphaStar face GMs, don't fear. On the channel, I've got a few more of those replays to come down the line. However, I want to kind of save those for like a big final hurrah, and then we'll kind of do a countdown to the final AlphaStar games. I thought that would be a fun way to wind this down eventually. Not that that's going to be for a while. We have got around 220 AlphaStar replays to go through still. Now, we see Overlords coming out for both players as we have a Human Zerg taking on AlphaStar, playing Zerg again, a good old ZVZ, and an early pool to boot for the Masters player. I love trying to cheese out AlphaStar. As standard play, I think the AI will just wreck you in. And so you either got to go for the late game, or you got to go for the mid game. Or the early game, I mean, pardon me, with some cheese. And this cheese is much more aggressive than the previous ZVZ I cast, or previous match that involved Zerg against AlphaStar. So I dig this play. And yeah, we'll see how well AlphaStar is going to react to this. Okay, couple of lings on the way, followed by many, many more lings. This is a big commitment from the Masters player. Gas is still being mined as well, so there's that Baneling nest going on up. This is a complete all-in from the Masters player. Just going to try and kill AlphaStar, kill the robot, kill it before it learns how to do things like, I don't know, hijack our smart cars and drive them into walls. I don't know, something like that. It could happen. And I'm just going to be inside watching Starcraft when it does. So, anyway, Ling is going to be flooding across the map for AlphaStar, charging, or against AlphaStar, charging towards the AI's natural. And we'll see how well AlphaStar deals with this. I mean, I know it's held a couple of early pools before, but so far the reaction seems to be just toss up that Roachworn right away, fire up the Queen's, fire up a few Lings, and I guess by extension, just sacrifice the natural base. I mean, this drone's hanging out. It's going to try and pull the Lings away and actually buys a bit of time for that hatchery. Will it buy enough time, though, to save the hatchery? Based on how many more Lings and Banes are coming for the Masters player, it will be a tough hold for AlphaStar. A couple of Banelings moving forward. You don't want to let those Banes detonate on just a couple of Lings. You want to look for the big connections or look for the drones. There goes one of the Banes, though. Does the second get a good connection or no? Oh, one of the Banes hits a drone. So far, AlphaStar has done a good job baiting out these Banes. Ling's now going to try and get on top of this Queen. And that Bane runs in just to help finish off that Queen, pick off those couple of Lings. The Masters player is really committed here. Needs to kill AlphaStar, but AlphaStar has held on to Roach Tech, which is absolutely huge for the AI. This hatchery has still been producing larvae. And in a second or two, there will be roaches out to essentially shut down these Lings for good, I'd say. Does this hatchery go down? That's the main question right now. All right, so the hatchery does go down. The follow-up question is, can the Masters player really make a game out of this? It's going to be tough, as AlphaStar is just producing roaches. AlphaStar is still up on drones, as this was a very big commitment from the Masters player. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Masters player has started to build up a natural base, which is what you want to do. You want to try and follow up your cheese with some macro by keeping your opponent pinned enough. But AlphaStar's roaches, if the AI can just get across the map with these roaches, it will just kill the Masters player. There's not enough units. There's no creep at the natural for spine crawlers. However, the constant Ling threat is enough to seemingly scare AlphaStar to make it keep those roaches back at home, which is huge for the Masters player, just forcing the AI to stay on one base. Right now, all AlphaStar is making is just a couple of drones making another queen. Those are not things that will really help AlphaStar. We see a couple more roaches get fired up now, which makes me think if AlphaStar really wants to make a good play here, it'll be to park the queens on the ramp to wall this off and then send the roaches. So once this extra queen is out, I think that's what we should be seeing AlphaStar go for, then go for the roach attack, as AlphaStar can't give its opponent too much time. But wow, look at this. The Masters player is so greedy, throws up double Evo. What is that for? There is no way you can afford to get double upgrades off 23 drones. That is actually mental for the Masters player. Like, there's no way he's going to use these. He starts up Carapace now, but he's not going to live long enough, right? He should be building spines or starting his own Roach Warren, because soon enough, AlphaStar is going to move across the map with a fiery vengeance. Maybe not a fiery, but a spiny or acidy one, as that's what these roaches spit. Oh, these lings, can they get this hatchery? That would be huge, but I don't think the hatch is going to go down. That's a big deal already. Those lings get knocked off. And take a look at this. AlphaStar is sitting back at home just macroing up, but it's actually fallen behind in the drone count now. And the Masters player is going for a third base. You can't do this. Like, by all rights, the Masters player should just get counterattacked and be killed. And I think if that's what happens, he fully deserves it, because we see these roaches moving out on the map. The Masters player should be firing up a few spines, I feel. He's going to make some lings, but lings don't have the muscle to take on these roaches. I mean, AlphaStar did just send across a handful of his roaches. We see most of the roaches are still at the main playing the defensive game. So there's a chance that AlphaStar has fatally split its army here by sending off just 5 roaches. That is an amount that can be dealt with by lings, by a spine and a queen or so. But if AlphaStar sent all of his roaches, I'd say there's not a chance the Masters player could have stayed alive. Instead, though, AlphaStar, I guess, maybe worried that the Masters player was just macroing behind this, started making just more typical roaches or something, and that's why the AI didn't actually commit to attack. Instead, though, this Masters player is going to be getting away with 1-1 for melee for the lings, so very well upgraded lings. Going to be having a lair as well to potentially roll through to 2-2 upgrades, which would be just crazy. And now we're already seeing a good number of lings out for the Masters player. But man, there are like as many roaches as there are lings right now. 19 roaches against 28 lings, even with 1-1 upgrades. That is not a trade you want to take if you're the Masters player. And if AlphaStar just goes across the map, AlphaStar is just going to roll. This Zerg player will just roll over and die. I mean, we're seeing extractors go up and aspire, but this is such greedy play from the Masters player. Like, AlphaStar should be moving across the map and punishing this. Like, where's the hammer, AlphaStar? Bring the hammer down and just go kill this nerd. He's trying to make a fool of you. And let's see it happen, because this is a lot of roaches. This is so many roaches. There's not a chance that the Masters player can hold this off if AlphaStar went for an attack now. But so far, we're seeing AlphaStar just let the clock tick on, and eventually it's going to get to the point which the Masters player can make like 10, 20 mutas. And that would honestly just be GG, because AlphaStar is only on 2 bases with a bunch of roaches and not going for an attack. So the Masters player is just playing his game right now. Just the most greedy ZVZ I've ever really seen, starting up 2-2 amidst this. And soon enough, that spire is going to be done. And we should be seeing some mutas get built. Like, it should be like just as many mutas getting made as possible for the Masters player. While AlphaStar fires up a lair just now, fires up an Evo chamber. We're seeing quite a derp here from AlphaStar. I honestly had high hopes that it held that attack, was just going to counterattack and win, but no, seems like a very passive iteration of the AI. Missile attacks is on the way for AlphaStar. Eight mutas on the way. These mutas could be all the Masters player needs to win this game. I mean, AlphaStar is up on supply technically, but once these mutas fly across the map, all the roaches in the world aren't going to help you, AlphaStar. Like, what are you doing? Why, AlphaStar? Why? Why, Alpha Derp? I feel like the dunce cap for AI should just say derp on it, and it'll just be an alpha derp dunce. And so yeah, like this is just not good for AlphaStar. Sitting back too long, just waiting for this Masters player basically just to roll him. I mean, roach speed is going to be on the way, and speedy roaches will get across the map quicker, but the MUTA count is just going to grow and grow and grow as they just sit back. And mutas scale much better versus roaches than you'd think. Like, a couple of mutas do horribly versus roaches, but when you've got like 20, 30 mutas, that's when the roaches actually just die absurdly quick. So, for AlphaStar, we need to see something now. Do it now is what I'm saying. I mean, do it now, where this is going to be the most anticlimactic game ever, when the Masters player, who's got up to 64 drones, who's got up to a very high MUTA count, is just going to win the game. Now we're going to be seeing AlphaStar start to move across the map. So here begins the march. The MUTA should be moving for the Masters player to intercept this. Roach speed will be done in about 9 seconds. This is how AlphaStar has decided to win this game. We'll see if it's going to do it. Am I going to be made look like a fool? But look at that. Those mutas, they just about volley down the roaches in one hit. AlphaStar has just got to go across the map right now. These mutas aren't actually targeting any roaches specifically, so that's very good for the Masters player. So we'll see how much damage these roaches can get, and they should do quite well against these just handful of lings. Roaches heading towards the third base. Is AlphaStar gonna win this game? Am I just gonna have so much egg on my face? Like, the roaches need to kill just like all the bases, all the drones that the Masters player has to buy enough time to justify the delay that AlphaStar has had in this situation. I mean, the roach numbers are starting to thin out already due to the work of these mutas. They're gonna start focusing down this queen. And yeah, let's take a look. The roaches are killing off a good number of drones, but their numbers are really starting to thin out. Soon enough, they're all just gonna disappear. And then I think AlphaStar is just gonna have to like tap out and just accept the fact that it's dead, right? Like, there's so many mutas that even if AlphaStar kills off all the drones, the mutas that the Masters player has could just win the game potentially. This attack is really starting to drag on. AlphaStar is starting to rally more and more roaches across the map, but these roaches should be cleaned up too. More and more mutas have been made from the Masters player, and it's just going to be an absurdly high MUTA count. And now we see AlphaStar start to make a single spore, start to make another queen. Now that it's realized that it's actually not just going to win the game, it knocked its opponent down to 20 drones. However, those 20 drones are on 4 bases, so the Masters player can, in theory, resaturate, or he can just move across the map with his mutas and try and win the game, as AlphaStar doesn't have like 15 spore crawlers. So AlphaStar, I think, will just die to this many mutas. Take a look at this. The muta's going to kill these roaches. Then they should be able to go to AlphaStar's natural. For some reason, AlphaStar is sacrificing just a... Oh, it's so cinematic, these overlords just flying to their death, and then it's just as all the overlords get killed off, and that is going to be sad times for AlphaStar. The AI did better than I thought, but yeah, you can't just sit back and let your opponent macro up after such a cheese. The one spore crawler will die, and that is going to be a lights out. Curtains closing for AlphaStar. These roaches will buy a little bit of time, but the only thing they're buying time for is more roaches to be made. Another spore crawler is going to get fired up, but you need like 10 spore crawlers, like 5 in each base, with queen support if you're going to take on this many mutas. So we wait for AlphaStar to get killed off. I mean, there's no hope of it winning this game. The Masters player has squeezed out a few more drones. He did a good job just keeping his cool. Just played incredibly greedy, which could easily have been punished. But in the end, that was not the case. This spore crawler will get picked off. And right now, this Masters player's got to be like, you know you just have roaches, right? Those don't shoot up. Even if you make Ravagers, they can't. The queens just disappear there. And yeah, very, very well played by the Masters player. I mean, just greedy textbook play. Super duper greedy. Just like, I'm going to get my double upgrades, get me Spire, get just my 4th base, because why not? No big deal, no sweat. GG. Humanity takes one off AlphaStar. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. That's a lot of things, but then one more. If you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, check out the membership program. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.